Mid told me she was building a ship.
All right, Clive. We'd finished sending half the art. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that.
She...
Clive, were you born yesterday or something? She'll probably be off.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to do?
Obolus.
Yep. Oh, you in a hurry and all, are ya? But anyway, got a letter. Urgent, Otis.
Thank you, Obolus.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle? Trouble in Campwell.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place. Anyway, wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me.
You can count on me, just be sure.
Oh, by the way, she's got some...
I hope she... Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the Lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The Blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go? With them? Oh, thanks, Nan!
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot! There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Oh, okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
He cracked the crystal too.
Hopefully it's nothing. What could be wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw him. Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be up? Blackthorn.
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask, and you might still perhaps sharing a...
That bastard still. It's just, well, Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword. I got your note. You think something's wrong with...
So you can read. But I didn't say I were wrong. He used to love cracking the... Didn't like him. You've not been working...
No harder than you. Is that it?
What was it he said he was?
That's what the Lord...
Then maybe this all has something to do.
I suppose things have. Perhaps Hippocrates knows.
Instead of every...
You're looking well.
What do you want?
I want to know about...
Running around.
I suppose I am, yes.
Little one. There's not many like that make it as far as... Which made it nice.
Can you tell me who bought...
You think I tell people? Suppose you're not likely. Fine. Lord Ignac's the man you want, and he's got more money than... Reckon he'll still...
Thank you, Karen.
Oh.
I appreciate... Lawsman.
He isn't ill.
I don't think so. But according she says he's hardly been...
I rather think all canids are instinctive, and I see no reason why a frostwolf should be any different. If we assume... It may well be the frostwolves, after all, habitual as to where one might find a suitable...
I don't recall...
And little wonder. The last elder antelope site...
Even so.
Good hunting.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Clive.
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Oh, don't make me... A little. Listen, and it's maybe my fault. Sadly, that I can straighten it out, I swear, but I'm gonna need help.
Be late for that.
There you are! What?
So let me get this straight. And instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to the man in charge. Well...
Oh, just Martha.
We are...
Each. They lent us the bulk.
Do we have that much to hand?
No. After the king's besides.
All right. Is there anything I could...
There might be. How do you fancy taking...
Rocks.
Rocks? These little somethings, and I reckon 15 million, you know.
I'm sure there will be.
Well, you know how it is with this place. Orders to...
I know.
Go.
Because
I'd rather like...
Well...
Don't worry.
Really?
No. How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
So what do you think?
Really?
Oh, aye.
I take it there's...
Oh no, well met, friend.
How does a merchant...
Oh, the man's a coward. He sent the two of us.
My brother's right on all accounts.
We may have seen Ash.
You, however, chances are they'll...
Well, if I'm going...
You've clearly got...
We're lucky now. Reckon he won't be...
All right.
No, you just put an end to those...
I'm not sure I trust those two. But if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take care of them.
Look lively, you lot. You've got guests.
These must be our bandits. That's them dealt with. Now, where's that cart? Getting all of this out of...
Seems...
Found the cart and didn't leave it.
And how exactly would
you leave that? You've done your... It's been a pleasure.
There's no need to be... What if we want...
I see the Dalmex lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold, at least. The path continues on the other side. So this is Zemeckis.
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here, at these falls. Or so the legend goes. If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominance and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
Then we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it. And I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greagor, made flesh. Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sanbreque.
Father. I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
You would trust the words of this traitress? She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sanbreque, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your Radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
The Boklab markets are to the north. We just need to... the coast.
Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the Imperials on high alert.
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well-trained and increasingly battle-hardened. But it's not as if we can wait for the siege to end.
This one! You're finished!
More refugees.
And they're all making for the Crystalline Dominion.
Because they don't know how to live without the Crystal's blessing.
There are no crystals here.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he'd wait for us here after replenishing his supplies. I dare say he'll have finished by now.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karad's collector.
Gone. The whole Mother Crystal.
My reputation will be ruined. Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, he has been dispossessed.
I don't suppose a single-edged sword.
Ah.
Then I'll retrieve...
You have but to state it.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac.
A condition.
I don't suppose you saw...
I did not. Every ill...
And that's where I'm headed.
I shall speak...
That will be very...
Farewell.
got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off!
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems all right.
I hear I have you to thank for... What shall I call...
Wyvern.
A formidable name. Well, Wyvern, I redeem me.
A few moments of...
You're a bit...
Master Wyvern.
Oh, Karen drove me hard on the price. It was made and is used. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike. Each sword is made as a brutal...
And how do they answer?
Why, they use a whetstones, rather. A whole array of them ranging from... But it is the finals, a mineral. And that, Wyvern, it occurs to take this, the very stone of which I spoke. Far rarer among collectors and a far more.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion.
I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector. I am one step ahead.
And there are many other.
Too many to count, but only one is a... Farewell, Wyvern, may our path... Redeem! We...
I think his lordship is... Coming, my lordship.
Trust Uncle Byron to fight now. Let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone chip.
Clive.
I wasn't expecting, but it seems Weast, and though I doubt.
A star. It's worth at least twice what you owe me.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? Anyway, why are you a bit much sending the...
Something like that.
Same as always. Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently probably knew that with Sid may have been the face of the hide. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that...
His death was hard on everyone.
But he didn't give up. I reckon what he's... And don't we all? That...
Come on. All right. Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place.
Careful.
I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? Get him! Farewell! Now. Will it be enough? I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
There's talk at the glass.
Did you hear?
The gates to heaven.
I want to see you again.
What am I going to do without sweet water and oil of talc?
Milady.
Gif. Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, and blamed himself for not being... I don't know how it happened.
I didn't know.
How could you, besides an ill habit?
Goat will want to know the stones were delivered.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Goat. So Lady Karen...
She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid...
Karen refused...
I hope it wasn't saying I...
I'm sure you were... Lady Karen, Goat tells... Would you prefer...
Moddach, I may, but those were done...
Of course not. Surely you wouldn't...
Oh, fine. Where'd you even get this? A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Might be I already, might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this, I sometimes wonder what...
Speaking...
Oh!
I've seen that, but...
Yeah. It was the only goblet...
I knew so little about...
most people.
Martha and the Dame. How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died, back in the day, he bought passage to... We set up drinking Island rum till I quit my post not long after. Me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas. There was the magic woke inside, and there was no hiding his neck.
Couldn't you and your...
My family wanted the months. I couldn't turn my back on him, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, it was him who stood beside me when... Him. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once, threw away everything he... I knew then. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather goat were at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.